Welcome to Sacred Key. This is Mercedes Warrick, and we are on day 12 of 36 days of devotion. I am going back as my guidance has asked me to and listening to the first 9 days. And one of the things that today we're going to dive a little deeper into satisfaction and contentment. It's been really interesting to experience humility in each breath and really bringing us down into each moment. I want to talk a little bit about happiness as well. When I was first diagnosed, I was in the hospital and I could not breathe. And I think it was really interesting that everything I do from a spiritual perspective goes in through the breath, and I literally could not breathe. I left the hospital with oxygen tanks. I left the rehab center to go home to, they call it a compressor, and I was tethered to a 70-foot cord so that I could have enough oxygen to move throughout my day throughout, and I had to sleep with it and everything. And they told me I'd be on oxygen for the rest of my life. And my guidance at the time, I was not happy. In my life, I was very not happy, very unhappy. And my guidance, as I was moving through the breath work, and that's a whole other long story, moving through the breath work that I was being given every day, and that's part of where the simple prayer comes from and how I am expressing my life at this moment, is that I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. And here I sit with a challenging circumstance in my life as well. But I've been the happiest I've been in my life. And I can take a breath. And so what I learned was happiness. A lot of times you'll hear spiritual teachings that says happiness is fleeting, happiness is happenstance. But what I have come to realize, and when I say realize, I mean actualized in my life, is that as I am breathing, I am content, I am satisfied, and I am happy. Happiness is contentment and satisfaction in each now moment. And when I don't get too far ahead of myself, and I don't look back to the past, and I come into this deeper understanding, this deeper presence, this deeper awareness, a deeper consciousness of I'm in this breath. When I started 36 days of devotion many years ago as a private practice, I was divorced. I didn't think I could take care of myself. I was scared, and I found out all of my friends were actually my husband's friends. I had been living my husband's life. I didn't have sort of a I didn't have friends. I had acquaintances, I had work friends, I had very good relationships at work, but not really, I hadn't developed any individual away from my husband, a circle of intimate friends. So I was alone and I was scared. And I started with Reiki, and I found a yoga practice that I could dedicate myself to, and the continuous moving of my body and the coming into this energetic healing modality kind of awakened me to most of the spiritual tenets. They don't change just because you're studying in different things. There's an energy component, there's a love component, there's the principles don't change, right? And so I found myself at Thanksgiving alone, and I decided that I was going to start fasting over Thanksgiving. And I fasted for 3 or 4 days over Thanksgiving, and I did my yoga practices, and I did sort of a wonderful retreat practice for myself. And that's how I got through Thanksgiving. And so as I continued, I thought there's got to be a place for people to go who are unhappy, alone, and scared. Good people, conscious people, awakening people, people who just, I mean, the premise of my whole work is just to have a place to go. And that place to go in my personal practice is a place to go within me and a place for me to go when I have to work something through. And so I always say these techniques work for me, but the way that I teach is non-linear. So it's a starting place for you to perhaps discover something that ignites your creativity. That's the other thing I wanted to say. This is not all digging out from the trenches. Art came to me during this period of time. There's a real expansiveness of my thinking. I was really linear, and I was just on point, and I didn't necessarily see to the left or the right, which is good in some circumstances, but I don't think it's good for flexibility in your life. So as I'm breathing my way back to health, back to being able to be in the state that you're seeing me right now, it took probably 5 or 6 months from the time I left the facility to the time I was sending in June of 2018, sending the compressor back, and defying the odds, actually, back to 100% breath. And it all came through these practices of connecting into the moment. And when you're ill and you're lying in a hospital bed, it is probably a little bit, I want to say, easier from the standpoint of you're not running around with life and children and work and enjoyment distracting you. It's a very concentrated moment in your life. It was a very concentrated, I'll speak in the eye, it was a very concentrated moment in my life. So I just wanted to recap. Happiness is satisfaction and contentment. This is the definition that my guidance gave me in each now moment. Satisfaction and contentment in each now moment. And the contentment, when I feel a sense of contentment, it's almost like it's a sinking down into peace. You know, it's like a sinking down into peace. That's how I feel. When I'm in happiness, when I'm in the frequency of happiness, it's not elation, because we don't want any big mood swings either way, high or low. But it is kind of an opening. I feel like, see, I just smiled. It's a smile. It's an opening. It's a welcoming. And so when I look at happiness, I look at happiness to be a welcoming. I welcome health and vitality into my life. I welcome love into my life. I welcome excellent, wonderful, tasty food into my life. I welcome the joy of a good conversation into my life. I welcome a hug, right? That's in that now moment. And when I sink into it, when I kind of string all these now moments together, it's like it's a long exhalation, and it becomes contentment. So there's a range, there's a frequency, there's a continuum, there's a sliding scale. We're not always in the same. It's not about being and holding our divinity and being in the compassionate presence and just being in that one spot. It's a flow, it's a circulation, it's dynamic, it's moving. And we can be happy in this moment and get, you know, pulled off and have a different emotion in another moment. So what I'm trying to say also is, what I'm saying also is that when we move away into the ego motion, the emotion, that's the pulling, kind of, you get pulled away and you're reacting in the moment. When you are in the compassionate presence, it's kind of a feeling of, with a smile on the end of it. Okay? All right. Namaste. Let's get started. So let's do a couple of breaths just for just for this moment. just to bring ourselves into contentment. And so we're going to breathe in a long exhalation, and at the top we're going to rest, pause for a moment, and then we're going to smile. And then we're going to exhale all the way down long and deep. This practice is about bringing some practical things that you can do to shift and be in a new moment. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth in the sigh of release. I've placed my hand over my heart because that's always where I want to connect in through. Just placing your hand on your heart. I'm going to breathe in. Long inhalation and smile at the top. Pause, suspend the breath. And long exhalation. Breathing in. Smile. Pause. Exhale. Just breathing at your own rhythm and pace, your own capacity. Breathing in. Smile. Pause. Exhale. 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 Back into remembering breath. And call that breath the breath of contentment. Just feeling your body for a moment. Just begin our humility practice, becoming present in this moment. My beloved, my darling. I am present and I am here. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I am here. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I am here. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I am here. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I am here. Breath of contentment, breathing in. Smile. Suspend the breath. Exhale. Breathing in. Smile. Suspend the breath. Exhale. One more time. Breathing in. Smile. Suspend the breath. Exhale. Turning to remembering breath. Slowly opening your eyes. Blessings be unto you. Namaste. May you know the divine intimately.